Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is PuffingFish, and at the very start of 2020 I would like to revisit something on my channel that has really helped my channel out, and that is AFK fishing. So behind me I've set up some tests for 115, and I'd like to see if what still works, what doesn't, and just inform you guys of the new best fishing setup. So let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off back in like 112 days, we have this version here, and the wool indicators either indicate if it kind of works, it doesn't work, or it's my favorite. No wool means it works, so let's just get into it. So this one, I can get to work kind of. Like, there we go, I got it to kind of catch. But it's not my favorite. It doesn't do a very good job. It's bulky, it's got redstone. This is a design back in 112. It doesn't really cut the budget. It used a lot of blocks. It uses redstone. It is not very resource efficient, and once again, it doesn't get caught very often. The next one is from about a year ago, from me in 2018 or 19, sorry, and that's where this one works just fine. So I then tested a design that I saw by a user, and you can't even cast a rod anymore. Stone pressure plates don't work, and this design by Doc M, I tested pretty much all the other things with. So again, that works. Walls work, just so you know, you can use walls, and yeah, golden pressure plates work. So the next thing I wanted to test is what is the best pressure plate possible for this. So there's that one. So if we do that, so F3 and B, we can see the hitbox. There you go. You can see it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it's hit it, sometimes it's not. Same with that one, but with this guy, you know, it takes its time as well. But with the iron or gold, or sometimes they get them instantly, but okay, so in my previous testing, the gold was quicker than these two, but it looks like they all kind of have a little bit of randomness. Obviously, this doesn't work. And then this is my best design. So this actually cuts out the cost of using a single redstone dust, which would be inside of the note block here. We've removed that by replacing that with a sign. And this, again, gets rid of the need to get rid of sound, so we just have this. So if we aim right here, and we basically just aim at the sign. This was just kind of revealed to me by my comment section, so great job there, guys. So normally I would just end the video here with a quick tutorial of how to build this, which, I mean, come on, you shouldn't need more than that screen right there, but of course I'll do that at the end. Anyways, I wanted to go over some storage for these guys because, you know, the good old-fashioned storage that I showed in my video was not really the best. Basically, your water would go right here, and your items would filter into these chests, and you could go through them quite easily. Of course, this is a 1 to 2, so 1 hopper to 2 chests. That basically is very standard. It's what you're going to get with all of these, but there's a few differences with these. So this one, some people say it's, you know, better. I don't really see why. It takes up more room. This is way easier to access all of the chests if you have a ladder like right here. I mean, I don't see the appeal of this one, but it is there for those of you who maybe, I don't know, maybe you want to sort the items. I have no idea. The next storage option here is just a speedier option. Not that you'd need it, but it splits the items into 2 sections. So instead of having to just expand 1 section, you can have 2 sections that will fill up at the same time, versus having to expand it and clean stuff out. You can just have 2 large sections. And yeah, this uses a minecart. The next one is the clean method, which I have a little example set up here. So if you have some sort of room that's really high tech and you don't want the hopper showing, obviously this is just so I can show you. Basically, all we do is when we catch something, as you can see, it's disappeared. We come down here into this hole. We can see that that block ends up here. And the way that works is just having a minecart inside of a block, which just is a really nice aesthetic purpose to set up with this farm. Now, obviously, you need to set this up first before you set up the farm. And yeah, so I'll quickly show you how to do that. Okay, so once you've picked your location for your contraption or whatever, where you're gonna put it, put your hopper one block below where the actual water is gonna be sitting on. So this is the block, and the water is gonna be this one right here. So what you're gonna do is make a space like so, clear that out, and then build two up like that. Put a piston in, and then you're gonna go ahead and place any type of rail that you can place a minecart on, destroy that rail, and power the piston. And you have your setup fully complete. So if you drop any items here, they will all end up in the hopper. Okay, this one again, really self-explanatory. Basically, all you got to do is you got to get your two hoppers, two rails of any kind. I'm just going to use powered rails. Do something like this. Put your minecart down and just slide him a little bit until his hitbox is underneath that of this hopper, which it is. So again, obviously you don't want to do that, but you got to remove those. And so if we do that, yep, we can see it goes in here and it will end up in one of these chests. So that's how you set that one up. This one, I don't think I need to explain. And yeah, let me quickly do a tutorial on this. Okay, so just for demonstration purposes, instead of using a fence, you can also use a wall in this version. I tested that and it works fine. Then you can place your water down like so. Then you can go ahead and place a sign. It doesn't really matter the orientation. The hitbox is all the same. Temporary block, and then a trapdoor like so. And that is how you build that. So there really isn't much to this, honestly. It's quite simple. This is probably the cheapest way you can make an AFK fish farm. But once again, if you have already constructed any of these in your worlds, apart from this one and these two that don't work anymore, I would pretty much recommend building this or what I just showed you, because there really isn't that big of demand. Now, before I end off today's video, I just want to say that AFK fish farms do have a little bit of improvements that you can make upon them that will greatly increase your output or gain or whatever you want to call it. So the first thing is having skylight access. So as long as there is no solid block above this area, you should be fine. So even putting a opaque block, or a non-opaque, sorry, block above that. So for instance, this bell is non-opaque. If I put this here, well, hold on. If I put this above here, it wouldn't, okay, I didn't know they needed, well, you get the idea. If this was above here, it wouldn't change. But if we had something like this up here, we would get greatly reduced rates. Now, the next thing I would mention is rain. If it rains, you will have a much higher chance of catching things. It's just a cool mechanic. So if you wanted to go crazy with AFK fish farms, you could definitely set up some sort of rain RNG. Although in later versions, that's a bit more difficult than it once was. So I'd have to do some research on that. And before I head off one more time, I just want to say that I hope you guys had a great 2019, and I'm looking forward to 2020. If you guys have any suggestions, ideas, or farms, or anything whatsoever to improve my channel for the 2020 year, I would love to hear them, as it's a new year, new adventures, new everything. I would love to hear your guys' feedback for new things I can make, because I would love to make them for you guys this new year. We have 365 days to work with. Let's do it.